Much better. If you haven't seen one of my talks before, it's like Panto with information. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Hopefully we're going to have a bit of information as well. That would be good, wouldn't it? But when I was thinking about what to talk about today, I thought what's going to be relevant for the UK businesses and our friends abroad as well. And I thought there couldn't be anything better than video. Particularly for us in the UK, in our digital cluster, we've seen amazing results using video in our businesses to market them, to promote ourselves, and to really, really show a different side of our agencies, of our businesses to our customers. Particularly if you have a B2B business, a business to business, as Becky and I do, a lot of the agencies at the back, a lot of our UK cluster do, we're very digital. It's hard to market your businesses, and we found that video has been fantastic. So today I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you a few of the options. We're going to give you a real great foundation for growing your business with video. Please feel free to take pictures of any of these slides. All of my social handles are at the bottom there, so if you've got any questions, come and see me at the end, or tweet me, follow me on Instagram, etc. So, who on earth am I, and why on earth should you listen to me? So my name is Amy McManus. I'm the Managing Director and Founder of AM Marketing. We are an award-winning, can I get a whoop? Thank you, an award-winning marketing agency based right here in Canterbury, and I'm actually a graduate of this university, this fine institution that you're sitting in right now. I'm a TED Talk speaker. I'm a member of the Guild of Entrepreneurs. I am an associate fellow of the Royal Commonwealth Society, which sounds rather posh. It is. But most importantly for this talk, my marketing agency and myself, we are Google specialists. We're Google partners, and we actually have a YouTube specialism. And last year we were lucky enough to be placed in the top 30 Google partner agencies in the UK, selected from 33,000 agencies. And that was actually predominantly because of our work with YouTube and because of our work with businesses working on smaller budgets and still able to achieve amazing results. So these are some of the brands that we've worked with. You may know some of these. In terms of YouTube, the Yogscast is probably our biggest one. They employ 80 staff. They have close to 30 million subscribers across their network, and they film themselves playing video games. Amazing, right? But the thing about this side is, regardless of whether you're working with the likes of Marvel or Disney promoting the latest Marvel movie, or whether you're working with a local cab firm just doing some video ads, the general process is the same. And the skills that we use and the things that we do are generally the same, the skills that we use, depending on whether we're using a small brand or whether we're using a big one. It's generally just the budgets that are different. So, growing a business with video. This is what we're going to go through today. We're going to have a look about why you should be using video marketing. We're going to be looking at what content you should be making. So video marketing is very, very broad. We're going to be looking at the different options for video marketing and having a look at, for those of you in the room who already use video marketing, how else can you be using it within your businesses? Secondly, what platform is best? So it could be that you're using it on Facebook, but perhaps it'd be better suited to YouTube. We're going to look at those figures and see which ones are going to be best for your business. A brief discussion on video ads, and hopefully we'll have a quick Q&A at the end. So, why should you use video marketing? Who in this room is already using video in some form in their business? Awesome. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Very good. Very good. So that was good. There's quite a huge show of hands. And so for the majority, I'm speaking to the converted, which is fantastic. But for those of you not using video marketing, or for those of you not using video in your business, by 2020, video will account for 80% of all of the content that we see online. That's a huge, huge percentage. It is true, so I've seen it on several blogs. So, yeah, we'll talk about it later. That's absolutely fine. It's only continuing to grow. The way that we consume content, the way that we share content, what gets the most engagement, what people really want to talk about, it's now all about video. Video is more likely to be shared by people than a simple blog post. It's more likely to be shared than an image. It's more likely to be shared than an infographic. Video is the way that we can engage with our customers the most. Video definitely, for my agency and for many other agencies, receives the best engagement from the customers in terms of shares, likes, comments, people then going to that brand asking for their services. In this year alone, just this year, we've had 7 customers come to us just from our Insta stories. And I'm going to be honest, it's mainly us mucking about for 15 seconds saying, oh, we got a new computer, or look at us, we're here. But we've had 7 customers purely say, we came to you because we saw your Insta stories. So video is not something to be sniffed at, and it's definitely something that can help grow your business. For those of you that need a little bit more inkling in using video, did you know that YouTube is the 2nd biggest search engine in the world? I mean, it's not Bing, let's be honest. But people, instead of going to YouTube, they will go, instead of going to Google, they will go to YouTube. They go to YouTube to find out information about products. There are even some statistics that suggest that 50% of people, before they buy something from a retail store online, will go onto YouTube to find videos about that product or that service. That's absolutely massive. It's not only the 2nd biggest search engine, it's the 2nd most popular website in the world. The 2nd most popular website. The reason that's so important is because I still get clients that come to me and say, oh, my customers aren't on YouTube, they're not going to be there. They really are. They have 1.9 billion active users. That's 1/3 of all the people online. Your customers are going to be there, and that's why you should be producing video, and that's why you should be using it, particularly on YouTube. 72% of customers would rather learn about a product or service by way of video. So if you're expecting your customers to read your blog, or you're expecting them to go on your website, read long lots of text, you expect them to know something from an image, they would rather have that information by video. They would rather just sit there, and let's be honest, we've all done it. We've all been in bed, we don't want to read anything. Oh, I'll just watch a video, I'll just watch some, so it's easy content. And it sticks in the mind better than any blog post or any website, any text can. And this is my favourite one, this next one, because it's rather ironic. Viewers retain 95% of a message when they watch it in a video, compared to 10% when reading it in a text. I was really, really impressed with this stat. When I saw it, I didn't believe that it was that much. How ironic, right? How many people are going to retain that information after reading it? So already we're getting this big picture that video is so important. And if you really want someone to be able to know about your products, know about your brand, know about your services, to not only come to you, but then to refer to others, to be able to talk to you, to their friends, to their clients, and say, oh, I saw this really good brand. They're very unlikely to talk about your blog. They're very unlikely to talk about your website, but they're much more likely to retain the information and be able to talk about you if they watch a video. So, you're all on board. You're all thinking, yes, Amy, I'm going to make some video now. I'm going to do it in my business. What video content should I be making? This is a question I get a lot from my clients. People sort of know that they should be doing video, but they don't know what they should be doing. They don't know what platforms they should be doing, and they don't know what content they should be making. We've already had some fantastic examples today. We've had the City of Imagineers that played an amazing video. Whoa! Which was an explainer. And I don't know about you, but I felt like I had a much better understanding of the City of Imagineers and what they do and what they're trying to achieve from that video than if it had just been presented in slides. Becky was saying as well about building up trust and how people don't trust brands anymore. They don't trust marketing. Well, what if you had a video with all the amazing testimonials from your clients? What if you had live streams actually showing your staff, showing you at work, so people feel as though they're getting that VIP experience? They can actually see your brand behind the scenes. They actually know what you're about, that you own a cat. These are all sort of important things to show a human side to your business and allow people that door into the backstage, and they're more likely to buy from you. That issue with trust that Becky was talking about with video is so much easier to break down, so much easier to break down that wall between you and your clients and really show the side of you that someone wants to buy. Someone wants to buy. We've got loads of examples here. We've got interviews, presentations, vlogs, tutorials. How many people do any of these via video? Hands up. Amazing. Mark at the back. So Mark is from a recruitment agency. And he's a nice guy, okay? He's a nice guy. But he sends us amazing people through email. And I'll be honest, I don't read their CVs, Mark, but I do watch their video interviews. Mark films a video interview with every single applicant that he sends my way and sends me the video, and that is what I watch. And it gives me a really good sense of what that person is about, what they want, how they talk. I feel like I know them before I then decide to bring them into the interview process. And video has been absolutely amazing in that recruitment process. And it could be the reason why someone gets in through that door and is eventually hired, rather than reading a CV that, to be honest, no one's going to read. Okay, so you've made your video, right? You know you're going to use video, you've decided, right, well, I'm going to do and explain a video, like the lovely one from the City of Imagineers. Where are you going to put it? Because it's all too common that a company will make an amazing video and they'll think, oh, this is great, and they'll just chuck it on their website. And they'll just leave it there, and it does nothing. So when you're thinking about where to put it, there are several questions that you should be asking yourself when it comes to video. And some of the main ones are, what are your goals? So when you're thinking about video, you're thinking about using it in your business, you need to have a goal. You need to think, what do I want this video to actually achieve? Do you want to create brand awareness? Do you want to sell a product? Do you want people to get to know you? Do you just want to, as we do, muck about on Insta stories and hope for the best? But it's really, really important to assess and sit down and say, what are your goals? What do you want to achieve with a video? Because it's all too common to create video content, leave it, not do anything with it, and not actually put, yes, thank you for nodding there, madam, yes. It's very common to create that video content, leave it on your website, not do anything with it, when it could do so much. Next thing is, who are your customers? Do you think that if you are trying to target young people, you should put your video content on Facebook? No? No, thank you. Yes, so good. Do you think that if you are trying to appear professional and you want to attract CEOs, that the best place to put it may be LinkedIn? Yes. Yes, wonderful. We're all learning so much together. So it's key then to sit down. What are your goals? Who are your customers? And it could be that who your customers currently aren't the customers you want. So the question is not only who are your customers, but what customers do we want? Do we want to attract a different type of customer? How many people in this room in their business have customers that they don't like? Don't you point at me, Mark Gaysford. So video gives you a great opportunity to attract a new audience. It gives you a great opportunity to attract customers that aren't like the ones that you currently don't want in your business. Secondly, how much budget do you have? If someone comes to me and they say, I have £500, I'm not going to say, well, we should do a masthead on YouTube that has a minimum cost of 25 grand. It could be that someone doesn't have the equipment. in order to do that. And I'm definitely one of these encouragers of everyone should go out there, everyone should start making video content. And if you don't make video content, it's generally the first video is the hardest. I think particularly women as well, we want our makeup to be done nicely, we want our hair to be done nicely. Men, sorry, you can just go out and do it. You're so lucky. But even if it's a case of grabbing your iPhone, getting on Insta stories, talking about your business, even if it's a case of just shooting a 1-minute video, everyone can do that with just a smartphone. You don't need to have any fancy kit. You could perhaps buy them. There's simple microphones you could buy online on Amazon that cost a tenner. But talking about what equipment are you using, it could be that you have amazing kit, in which case you want to produce something a little bit more professional, go down the YouTube route. So all of these questions are really, really important with regard to what you're creating and where you're going to put it. So then we're going to talk about a little bit about platform comparisons, okay? And this is really important because it sort of gives you an idea of which platforms are working in terms of the number of users and which ones are going to be best for you when you start to think, you know what, I'm going to invest a little bit of money in this. So these are the number of active users. I've just picked the sort of like the main social platforms that we use when we're talking about video in your businesses, where you're going to put it. These are the most likely options of where you're going to place your video. As I previously mentioned, YouTube, 1.9 billion users. That's not users, that's active users. Those are people that are actually using it every month. And that's 1/3 of all the people online. If you want the biggest selection of people to target, YouTube is definitely the place. Again, you've got Facebook, 1.15 billion. Interestingly, 250 million for LinkedIn. LinkedIn actually has 500 million users, but only 250 million of them are actually active. And most, I think it's a huge number of people, well, it's 50%, that actually won't log in every month. So though you may have a lot of followers on LinkedIn, although you may be connected with a lot of people, it's very likely that a lot of those people aren't using it regularly and aren't going to see your video content. And then we have the max video time. So if you want to shoot a oh yeah, go for it.
Is the time from Instagram also incorporated with the Instagram TV?
No, that's not for Instagram TV. This is for if you're posting on the feed, and this one is for when you're doing Insta stories. So live streaming has a slightly different timing value. So this is for pre-created content rather than live streaming. So here we've got the max video time. You can upload something that's 12 hours long. So if you're going to do a nice big explainer piece, you're going to do a tutorial, you're going to do you're going to do an interview with 5 people, all of your clients, going to great big video. Clearly the place to put it is YouTube. It allows 12 hours. It happens. It takes a hell of time to upload, but yes, it does happen. Facebook, we've got 45 minutes. Something to notice about Facebook as well is that it's 45 minutes or 1.4 gig is generally. So if you've got something that's over 1.4 gig, it won't allow you to upload it. And also once you get over 1 gig, it has to be in HD. Just as a side point. Instagram's fantastic. You've got the 1-minute videos, the 15 seconds, and Twitter's there with 2 minutes, LinkedIn with 10 minutes. The reason I put these up here is because it gives a huge array of, depending on what content you're making, depending on what you want to do in your business, where you should be placing it in terms of its time. But across all platforms and all video engagements, the videos that get the best engagement are around 2 minutes long. That's where we see the best engagement, not only in my own agency, across all other agencies. So if you're making a video, you really want to get someone enticed, you've got about 2 minutes to do that. That you're not really going to hold anyone's attention for longer than that, unless it's something really, really good. But what about putting money into it? And I know all of these applications up here will allow you to spend money to push your video out to other people. How many people do video ads? Cool, not many of you. Okay, so you've made your video, you've made your content. Perhaps you don't have great organic ranking on it, so you think, okay, I'm going to put some money into it. These companies will all charge you on a pay-per-view basis. So they will charge you once a person has viewed that ad. Or they'll charge you on something we call a CPM, which is when it goes out to 1,000 people. Don't do that. But so they're not for the majority. These will say, if someone has seen it, we're going to charge you money. Now, when does that kick in? What do they count as being viewed? Yeah, wow, exactly. So as you can see, YouTube will only count an ad as being viewed if it has viewed 30 seconds, or the length of the ad, whichever comes first. Huge amount of time. I mean, you could have someone watch 20 seconds of your content and you won't pay for it. It's absolutely amazing. We've been waiting for them to change it for years, but they haven't. Fingers crossed they don't. Instagram, 3 seconds. Oh. Twitter, 2 seconds. LinkedIn, 1 second. And I tell you, that's not just 1 second of the full ad. That is 1 second once the ad is 50% in view. So if your video is 50% in view on a roll and they see it for 1 second, that counts as someone viewing your content. Do you think that you have ever remembered anyone's content in 1 second viewing 50% of a video? No. It's the same with Twitter as well.
Well, just
yes.
like I'm in the same area, and research has shown that if you put the most important stuff in the first 3 seconds, that actually has the biggest influence on a buying decision.
Absolutely, particularly with YouTube, yeah, particularly with YouTube.
3 seconds are very important.
They're very, very important, particularly, so if we're making a YouTube video, well obviously with the first 5 seconds we'll have that person's logo, we'll have that person's website, and we'll have a bit about what that person is about. Or you use that time to grab that person's attention. The issue is that this could just be someone scrolling. So it doesn't matter what you've put in those first 3 seconds. If someone's scrolling, that still counts as a view, and they haven't seen it. So this just gives you, this isn't the be all and end all. This isn't your marketing agency and whoever you're speaking to in terms of your video specialist is going to be able to give you better advice on where to place things and what's going to be best for your brand, given your goals, given your budget, given your video content. It's all a combination of everything. This is really just a base foundation to show you where, if you only have a limited budget and you're doing this for the first time, where it may be most cost effective for you to place your money. What I forgot to say as well is that Facebook in May is rolling out a similar situation to YouTube. So YouTube will charge you when it reaches 30 seconds at the moment. Facebook are going to start doing this in May, but it's going to be 15 seconds. And they've called it, I've written it down here, as my lovely, no, I haven't written it down. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, in May, look out for it. What's it called, Alex? TrueView, that's it. TrueView. So you got TrueView, you got TrueView with YouTube, you got TrueView with Facebook. So soon in Facebook, if you place an ad on it, you'll be able to state for optimization, only charge me and only count a view if the person's watched it for 15 seconds, which is so much better, right? I really think that they're going to try and grab hold of the YouTube market because so many people are advertising with YouTube at the moment. So what I wanted to end with is sort of a great example. We've spoken a bit about the types of video that you can make. We've spoken a bit about where to put them on the platforms. And a lot of people ask me, particularly for larger accounts, where should I put it in terms of TV and YouTube? And for me, this is a great example of why social and why YouTube and why paid advertising online is generally a much better option for your money than TV. So this example that I'm going to show you is a YouTube ad. It's quite old now, it's about 6 years old, but it still remains one of the best examples for video advertising and what video can do in growing your business. It's called Ship My Pants. It's an ad run by Kmart. The reason I use this ad is because they ran the same ad, the same video they placed within the Super Bowl. And I mean, in terms of TV advertising, you don't get much better than the Super Bowl. It is the Mac Daddy of TV advertising. Millions and millions of followers. They get hundreds and hundreds of thousands. It costs millions of dollars to place it there. And they did the same on YouTube. So you had 15 million organic views in 8 days. And this is the great thing about video as well. in terms of GDPR, in terms of ad blockers, if your video content is interesting, if it is funny, if it grabs people's attention, that's where you're going to get the shares, that's where you're going to get the organic lift. And it doesn't matter whether someone has an ad blocker or not. 15 million views in 8 days, 160 million social impressions, and $1.4 million in sales that month, purely because of this ad going on YouTube. They spent half the amount, I think it was even a quarter of the amount that they spent on YouTube promoting this ad as they did on the Super Bowl. And it resulted in 3 times the amount of sales than the Super Bowl ad did. It's nothing particularly, it's nothing that's particularly, innovative. All they're saying is that you'll get free shipping to a store if it's not available in the store. That's something that most stores do. It's something that, you wouldn't think is particularly interesting or groundbreaking, but when you see the ad, you'll see why it got so much attention.
Ship my pants? Right here? Ship my pants, you're kidding.
You can ship your pants right here.
You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
I just shipped my pants, and it's very convenient.
Very convenient.
I just shipped my drawers.
I just shipped my nightie.
I just shipped my bed.
If you can't find what you're looking for in store, we'll find it at Kmart.com right now and ship it to you for free.
How many people in this room would share that if they saw that on Facebook? Yeah, come on, absolutely. That is probably one of the most simple yet effective ads that's probably one of the most simple yet effective ads that wouldn't have cost a lot to produce. That maybe would have been a maximum of a day of filming, perhaps another in editing. But the question? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
But it just created.
Oh my gosh.
It's all right. I can.
Here we go. It's going to happen.
But created so much social uplift, so many social impressions. That is something really, that ad, that given a little bit of difference in the cost of the camera equipment required, that anyone in this room could have created. And the beauty of creating video and the issue we've had with ad blockers and the issue we've had with ads is that anyone can come up with an amazing idea with that. Anyone can shoot an amazing video for their business. All it takes is a simple concept and a simple joke for something to just go crazy and really provide an amazing uplift for your brand, help your brand trust, as Becky was saying. I just love it. I absolutely just love it. So thank you so much for listening to me today. I look forward to our conversations later. That's going to be fun. Once again, this is really just a base foundation for using video in your business, why it's so important, particularly with the current issues that we're facing in digital, ad blockers, trust issues. You don't need to have an amazing equipment. You don't need to have the best camera, the best microphone. Just pick up your phone, start filming. The first one is always the worst, but once you get into it, honestly, it's incredible. We've got no time at all. Start small on Insta stories and just go with it and see how it can really, really help your businesses. I know that Mark's going to talk to us later about how video has helped grow his business, and you're going to see just some of the amazing results. You can have a look at our YouTube channel as well. There is a whole range of different videos on there, some shot on an iPhone, some shot professionally, all that just give away free digital marketing information to anyone that wants it. And that's, honestly, we started that channel and it's really grown, and I would honestly say that this channel is probably the reason why we get around about 30% of our clients every year just giving away this free information and just these videos that cost nothing to produce. I don't think we've got time. Have we got time for them? No, not today. No, sorry. I'll do it later. Thank you.